Hi, this is Mike Mitchell with Progressive Church Media, and in this tutorial, I'm going to talk about how to use our graphics to just help you with all kinds of maybe print types of materials that you might want to do for your ministry. We create a lot of video loops and PowerPoint presentations, but I recognize that a lot of people don't necessarily use those types of resources in your worship services. And so I want to show you just how to use our graphics for bulletins, for flyers, for all the different types of things, even to put on your website to promote the various wonderful things that I know you are all doing with your churches. So even if you're not using video or PowerPoint, there's still a lot of really cool stuff you can do with graphics, and that's really the focus of today's tutorial. So there are lots of different software tools that you can use to create posters or flyers, that sort of thing, images to put on your website. But there's Photoshop and all sorts of things, but I'm going to show you how to use just good old PowerPoint, which tends to be a software that most people have access to. And so let me just bring up PowerPoint here. And let me just show you some examples of what I'm talking about. So for example, I'm just going to click on this slide. This is, by the way, a preview of some new material that we're going to be coming out with soon for Christmas. And you can see what I have done is I've just taken this graphic of this Christmas wreath. This is not a real wreath, by the way. This was totally generated in computer graphics. But I'm going to show you how to create this. So maybe you have a Christmas party at your church that you want to promote. And so I'm going to show you, we're actually going to recreate this particular image here in just a second. But I want to show you very quickly, I kind of quickly put together the beginnings of some other ideas just to show you. So for example, this is an image that goes with our some of our Thanksgiving themed material. This background here, and all literally I have done is started to add some text into this. Maybe this is for a Thanksgiving service, or maybe a Thanksgiving dinner, or maybe you're going to feed people who are in need on Thanksgiving. There are lots of ways you could use this background to promote and just add in your text. Or let me just show you one other quick example. Again, this is a background from a World AIDS Day set of resources that we did. And again, same thing. I've just added in a text field in PowerPoint, and I could continue adding into this to promote maybe a World AIDS Day service. Let's pretend, by the way, that I was all done with this and I had added in maybe the service details and all of that. And again, I'll show you how to do all that here in a second. But let's pretend that this is ready. When I'm ready to go, I simply come up under the File menu under PowerPoint, and instead of Save As, which is one option I could do, I just choose Save As Pictures, and I could save this as a JPEG and then use that in really anything. I could bring it into Microsoft Word if that's what you do your bulletin in, all sorts of things. So again, I'm trying to show you how to use PowerPoint as just a way to create graphics. So again, let's just look at this quick example. So again, I've got a blank screen here. When you launch PowerPoint, this is often what you see. I can, get rid of these just by selecting these and deleting them, or I could have come over here and just said blank layout. Either way will work. And so now I just got to have a blank screen here that I want to work from. So I am going to insert this wreath photo. So let me go ahead and just grab it. I'm going to go to Photo, Picture from File. I happen to have this saved out here on my desktop, so let me just grab it. and boom, there it is. And so now it's really a matter of just adding whatever text or other graphics I want to on this. We're trying to kind of give you a starting point within which to work. So if I'm going to recreate this, I've got kind of this almost a rectangle here, and then I've got some text in it. So I'm going to go back here to my version I'm working on. I'm going to come over here to shape under rectangle. This is the one that I selected, and let me just kind of draw it out here. I think that's about the right size, and let me kind of move it over here a little bit. Probably make it a little bit, just get it the size that I want. That looks about right. Now what I want to do is make this a lot more transparent so I can actually see the wreath behind. So to do that, I'm going to come over here to Format, and right here is Transparency, and I've still got my object selected. I'm just going to smooth that down, and you just kind of get that to where you want it. That looks pretty good to me, and boom, we're done. You know what? It looks like I probably need to get this a little more symmetrical, so let me just kind of scoot that over. I'm just using the arrow keys on my keyboard to kind of nudge that over a little bit. That looks pretty good. Now if I wanted to, I could change this fill color. I actually kind of like the blue. It kind of goes with the ornaments of the background, but I could, if I wanted to, change that just by coming over here to Format and then changing the fill color. I'm going to leave it alone because I kind of like the way it looks. And now the last thing is, if I come back to the one that I already made, I'm just going to put in my text. And so, I can come in here, I'm going to go into a new text field and plop it in there. And again, this can be whatever I want it to be. I'm going to just kind of select that text, and I am going to pick a font from my font menu. And I've got lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of fonts here because I picked this Coquette font, but just to make this a little bit different, I will pick this, and we're going to make it just a little bit bigger. And the last thing I often like to do, just to kind of make that text pop off a little bit more, I've just selected the text by highlighting it here. Under Quick Styles, I am going to add a shadow. Let me do it here. Actually, let's go to Format, and under my text styles, let's add the shadow there. There we go. Just makes the text pop a little bit. Now I've shared this site before, but I kind of have a font fetish, and I fully admit that. If you want to get lots of really cool fonts, there is a site called dafont.com, and I can bring that up and I can scroll through and find all kinds of really cool fonts. So if I'm working on this and I know that I want more of a script type of font, maybe I want something that looks very kind of calligraphy-ish, then I just selected calligraphy, and I can come through here and find the one. Ooh, I like some of these. I may have to go download some of these later. And so let's just pretend that this is the one I like, and actually I do like that font. I can see it's free, and I would just click on download, and I could grab it. You'll see there are some holiday themed fonts, so we've been working on kind of this Christmas graphic. I can come over here, and there are all kinds of Christmas themed fonts. You can really just spend a lot of time on dafont.com finding the font that you want, and you just download those, install those on your computer, and then you're able to use them just like this. And so when I get this all done, you know, I could again keep going and adding more details. Again, I could print that out. If I want to use this as maybe a flyer, I could save this, whatever I want to do. So again, my point in this tutorial is just to remind you that even if you're not using the videos and the PowerPoints that we create, there are lots of things you can do with the graphics. You can either find them here just by clicking on this button. That will show you everything that we have graphics for, and you can just scroll through and find what you want. Or your other option is if you want to narrow down, and I can say, you know what, I am looking for something that goes with maybe Advent, let's say. So I'm going to just pick that, and it will bring up and it will show, okay, here are all the Advent resources. Or finally, if I'm back on the main menu, the other option here is right here and kind of toward the middle of the screen. I can put in a keyword, and so I could put in Easter and click search, and then it's going to bring up all of the Easter themed resources, and you can very quickly see just by the labeling which ones have graphics associated with them. So I hope this helps, and again, just trying to underscore the idea that even if you're not using multimedia in your worship service, there's lots of ways you can use the resources that we have made available. I hope this helps.